Hey guys, so I've been thinking about the five love languages and I was wondering if there was any sort of pattern with INFJs. So I went to the internet and there were a couple of people who speculated, but they weren't INFJs themselves and they didn't say how they came to their conclusions. So I went to the forums and I found some INFJ threads and I got about 25 people's responses over the past 10 years, and there was some patterns, so I thought I'd just talk about it. It was really interesting to me. Their number one was quality time and physical touch. Quality time definitely was the top one. There was 80% said quality time was number one. And then physical touch was either their first or a huge chunk of people said it was their second. So those are definitely the higher ones. Now, some people aren't really into physical touch, and I think the main distinction is if you have somebody that you completely trust and you're very comfortable around, then you're more open to physical touch. But if you don't have as many of those relationships, then you're not as receptive to physical touch. We're so just hesitant and just we're so private, and it's hard for us to open up. And I did not like physical touch at all until I met my husband. So just I don't know. And another point that I wanted to make is that we can interpret different things as multiple love languages. For instance, cuddling while watching a movie, we may consider that quality time as well as physical touch. That physical touch could be a quality time thing for us. Acts of service and words of affirmation came in the middle as most popular. Words of affirmation, personally, I don't take compliments very well. I'm always self-criticizing, so I kind of brush off people's compliments, but it is something that I think we need, even if we have a hard time accepting it. And acts of service, currently that is my number one love language, and I think that life events play a big part in what's your number one love language, that our love languages can actually change based off of how we're feeling. That if we're stressed out, if there's lots of things going on and that we need help with just doing silly menial tasks, that acts of service makes a bigger deal to us. We have a baby and a toddler, and so right now I'm just doing a ton of laundry and dishes and cooking and a lot of adulting, a lot of just responsibilities that add up. And so when my husband helps me with those little things, it allows us to have that quality time that is my primary love language when I'm not stressed out with all of the tasks that I need to do. And then, over 80% of the people said that gifts were their least for love languages. And well, obviously, our personality isn't materialistic, but not to say that gifts are necessarily materialistic. It's that we feel misunderstood very easily, or we feel like people don't know us, we're so private, and so it's hard to give us gifts that are meaningful to us. But if we know that you've put thought or effort or time into a gift, we really do appreciate it. It's the gifts that are not meaningful to you or the person that you give it to that we would rather you not give us a gift at all. I definitely relate to gifts being the last of our love languages, but even though we appreciate one a little bit more than the other, we're so empathetic, and as long as there's good intent, we usually can see it. So I think INFJs, they're very receptive to the different love languages, even if we prefer one over the other. And it was funny, one person was saying, is it selfish that I want all the love languages? And then someone else said, no, it's not selfish. It's great that you're receptive to different ones, that you aren't particular about one love language that you want all the time. And I think it's easier for you to have relationships with people in that regard that, I don't know, I'm just babbling now. But, how do INFJs show their love language? Usually I think it's acts of service, that we're always trying to do stuff for other people, whether it's listen to them, or if we normally see a need, fill a need. That's kind of, I think, our motto. But that is just my personal perspective on the whole thing. Yeah, so let me know what you think. What are your love languages? What do you prefer? What do you dislike? And I'll see you guys later.